Good day everyone, I am Maria Delphine Marcelino from BSED FIL3-A, one of your reporters for today in ED 105 Facilitating Learning. At this moment, I am tasked to discuss the strategies on teaching metacognition in classroom. So let us proceed. Okay, so metacognition is a broad concept that refers to the knowledge and thought processes regarding one's own learning. Importantly, there is a research evidence such as from Molly and colleagues 1995 and Stroh 1998. It states that metacognition is a teachable skill that is essential to other skills such as problem solving, decision making, and critical thinking. Reflective thinking, a component of metacognition, the ability to reflect critically on learning experiences and process in order to inform future progress. David Owen, who teaches history and politics at Melbourne High School in Victoria, Australia, discusses a simple but effective approach to encourage student reflection.
I have rethought some of my classroom strategies this year. I teach at a secondary school which prides itself on its high level of students' achievement, and I had always believed my students performed accordingly. They always ask for help before, during, and after class. Their varied queries could be superficial knowledge, based questions, or more general questions about their progress. But I'd always read this habit as a sign that my students had an open mindset, they were inquisitive, cared about their learning, and charted their progress.
Owen continued, but having students asking a million questions of the teacher possessed another challenge entirely, which can be framed: why aren't students asking these questions of themselves? Recent shifts in pedagogy, according to Owen, have emphasized the importance of encouraging students to figure out how to be independent, self-regulated learners. The teacher cannot be there to hold their hand beyond school. Okay, so this demands that students reflect on their learning in meaningful ways. It also requires students be critical analysts of their own thinking in order to overcome complex or unexpected problems. Starting with the color red, which emphasized learning was tough for some reasons. Next is the color yellow, emphasizing that you considered a question, new idea, or a new perspective. And last to be followed by the color green, emphasizing the learnings you understood. As David Owen said, I've begun to highlight strategies which might better encourage this kind of metacognition. For younger adolescents, I've found that exit tickets are an opportunity for students to reflect on what they have accomplished and what they could improve on. So, exit tickets are a family of feedback tools that students complete for a few minutes at the end of each lesson. They prompt that students to think about how and what they learn, as well as what challenges they are still facing. Additionally, traffic light is a simple yet effective exit ticket which emphasizes three key factors. First, when students encountered a challenge. Second, when students had thought differently about something. And lastly, when students were learning well. This proposed strategies of Owen is useful by assessing the metacognitive skills of students. However, Owen finds himself more interested in student responses to the yellow light because it requires students to think about how they were thinking rather than when the emphasis of the red and green lights. The yellow light encourages reflective thinking as well as thinking about thinking, or what is then known as metacognition. The possibilities of exit tickets are numerous and easily adaptable to the content and specific skills taught in any lesson by Owen and David. Okay, so another example of reflective is self-directed learning, which is suited to group work is setting a classroom rule that group asks a question together rather than individually. What this means is that rather than immediately ask the teacher for help, a student who has encountered a problem must consult with their group first. If the group cannot collectively find the solution, they can raise their hands simultaneously, a sign that the question has been fielded to the group already. Alright, so let us proceed to the conclusion. Teaching with metacognition enables teachers to gain awareness about how to control over or how they think and teach by planning, monitoring, evaluating, and adjusting their instructional goals and teaching strategies in accordance with their students' needs and the socio-cultural context. It also enhances personal capacity for self-regulation and managing one's own motivation for learning. Okay, so Owen and Vista's strategies on teaching metacognition in classroom was better and useful for being able to adapt students' thinking to new situations and by generalize their learning. It also cultivates highly capable thinkers, which requires students practice metacognitive skills correctly and effectively. Okay, therefore, teachers must not only incorporate questions about thinking into their lessons, but model for students what responses to these questions might be by playing the role of both a successful and a successful learning. And that would be all. Thank you for listening.